त्राणय कारुण्य गणगणत्वं
संसारदावानलोका त्राणय कारुण्य गणगणत्वं
प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्ववाश्या वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण
गुणार्ववाश्या वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वारित्यमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना
महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वारित्यमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना
रोमञ्चकं पाठितरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
रोमञ्चकं पाठितरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन्मन्दिरमाजनादु युक्तस्य वाक्यं शनिजयन्तोऽपि वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
युक्तस्य वाक्यं शनिजयन्तोऽपि वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
चतुर्विद्यासी भगवत्प्रसारा स्वादन्नतृप्तन् हरिभक्तकङ्गन्
चतुर्विद्यासी भगवत्प्रसारा स्वादन्नतृप्तन् हरिभक्तसङ्गम्
कृत्वैकतृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
कृपैवतृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
क्षीरादिकामानवयोरपाया मधुर्यलीला गुणरूपणाम्नाम्
श्रीराधिकामाधवयोरपारा मधुर्यलीला गुणरूपणाम्नाम्
प्रतीक्षणास्मादनलोलुपाश्या वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
प्रतीक्षणास्मादनलोलुपास्य वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्दम्
शिशुविद्यासी चतुर्विद्या निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसीतै यायायितैरपेक्षणीया
निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसीतै यायायितैरपेक्षणीया
तत्र त्रिरक्षततिवल्लभास्या वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
तत्र त्रिरक्षततिवल्लभास्या वन्दे गुरुश्री चरणरविन्द्रम्
साक्षादरीक्षणा समस्तशास्त्रे युक्तस्तत्ताभवयत एव सद्भिः
साक्षादरीक्षणा समस्तशास्त्रे Uttasata bhavyata eva sadhi.
किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तास्या वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्द्रम्
Kintu prabholya priya bhatasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam.
यश प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यश प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि
Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadam nagati kutopi.
व्यायसुतं तस्य यशस्ति सन्ध्यं वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्द्रम्
Jayam subham sadyasya yashasvi sangyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam.
वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्द्रम् वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्द्रम्
Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam.
नमो विष्णुपदाय विष्णुप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
Namaste Saraswati Devi
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सादि गौर भक्तवृन्द जय श्री
Krishna
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सादि भक्तवृन्द जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सादि
His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
His co-founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki
Jai.
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki
Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shankun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki
Jai.
Vrindavan Madhudan ki
Jai.
Gangamai Yamunai ki
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi ki
Jai.
Hari Ram Sankirtan ki
Jai.
All glorious assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. All glorious Shri Gauranga. Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Staya Vidaya. Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
महेंद्र सिंह भगवान की
जय।
गौरव महाराज की
जय।
वृंदाई तुलसी देवाय प्रिय सदाशिव विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सच्चवचन
वंदे तुलसी प्रियाय केशवचत विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवती नमः।
वृंदाई तुलसी देवाय प्रिय सदाशिव विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सच्चवचन
वंद्याय तुलसी प्रियाय केशवचत विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवती नमः।
वृंदाई तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवचत विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सच्चवचन तुलसी महारानी की
जय।
कृष्ण प्रेयासी नमो नमः। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयासी नमो नमः। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ये अभिलाषी। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ये अभिलाषी। जे तो मारा शरण लोय तारा वांछ पूर्ण होई। जे तो मारा शरण लोय तारा वांछ पूर्ण होय। कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी। कृपा मोरे अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। मोरे अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। नयना घेरी को सदा जुगल रूप रासी। नयने घेरी को सदा जुगल रूप रासी। ये निवेदना दरो फकीरानुगत कोरो। हे निवेदना दीना कृष्ण दास को ये जना मोरो होय
दीना कृष्ण दास को ये जना मोरो होय
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये नवासी
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये नवासी
यानी कानी जप पाणी ब्रह्मा हत्यधिकानी च तानि तानि प्राणाक्षन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पादे पादे
यानि कानि जपानि ब्रह्मयाजकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पादे पादे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
वृंदाय कमस्ति देवाय प्रियाय केशवाय विष्णु विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी तुलसी महारानी की
जय
विष्णु पुराण
कृष्ण प्रसाद बोलते
Shri Shri Shikshastikam
Chito darpana marjanam
Pavamamahabhavagni nirvapanam Shreya karaiva chandrika vitaranam Vidyavadu jivanam Anandam Purivadanam Pratipadam Purnam Ritasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Namamakari Bahudani Cha Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pitani Yamika Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Vidrasham Yehajanina Nuraga Tranadapi Sulechena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhakti Raitaki Tvare Ainandatanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitaduli Sadrisham Vichintaya Nainam Galadashrudaya Vadanam Gadgadarudaya Gira Pulakaya Nichitam Vapukhada Tavanamagrahani Bhavishyati Yugaitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravarishalitam Shunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virayaname Asrishava Paradatam Vinashtumam Adashanam Marmahatam Karotuva Yata Tata Vavidatato Rampato Matpramanatastu Saivana Paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. 10 offenses in chanting the holy name.
To blaspheme, number 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives in the propagation of the holy name of the Lord.
Two, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version.
5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imaginary.
6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord.
7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as karma kanda, fruit of activity.
9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It's also offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prem.
Now let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpam Yasya Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha
पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय।
That you can keep the tulsi there.
Yes.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
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 Gopi Janapalabha Giri Paritari
Gopi Janapalabha
Gopi Janapalabha Giri Paritari
Gopi Janapalabha Giridharadhari
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nitai Gaur Hari Bo Nitai Gaur Hari Bo
Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol
Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Sarasatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayat
Chato Nayamudirayet
Nasa Praeshu Vabhadreshu
Prayeshu Hareshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Tyam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama-shloke
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki.
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki.
So we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We're up to Canto 3, Chapter 24, the renunciation of Kardama Muni, text number 40.
Text, it's chapter 24, text number 40.
Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam. Oh,
Chapter 20.
24.
Yeah. Sorry. Canto 3.
Canto 3, Chapter 24, text 40.
Text 40. Yeah, please. Okay.
Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam.
Bhavatya Adhyatmikim Vidyam
Samanim Sarvakarmanam
Shamanim Sarvakarmanam
Vitarishye Yachasau
Vitarishye Yaya Chaso
Vayam Chatitar Ishyati
Hayam Satitarishyati
Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam
Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam
Samanim Sarvakarmanam
Shamanim Sarvakarmanam
Vitarishye Yachasau
Vitarishye Yaya Chaso
Vayam Chatitarishyati
Hayam Satitarishyati Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam
Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam
Shamanim Sarvakarmanam
Samanim Sarvakarmanam
Vitarishye Yaya Chaso
Vitarishye Yachasau
Bhayam Chatitarishyati
Vayam Chatitarishyati. Translation: I shall also describe this sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life, to my mother, so that she also can attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus she also will be freed from all material fear. So this is Kardama, or rather this is Lord Kapila is speaking. Lord Kapila is speaking. So purport Prabhupada says, Kardama Muni was anxious about his good wife Devahuti while leaving home. And so the worthy son promised that not only would Kardama Muni be freed from the material entanglement, but Devahuti would also be freed by receiving instruction from her son. A very good example was set here. The husband goes away, taking the sannyas order for self-realization, but his representative, the son, who is equally educated, remains at home to deliver the mother. A sannyasi is not supposed to take his wife with him. At the vanaprastha stage of retired life, or the stage midway between householder life and renounced life, one may keep his wife as an assistant without sex relations. But in the sannyas order of life, one cannot keep his wife with him. Otherwise, a person like Kardama Muni could have kept his wife with him, and there would have been no hindrance to his prosecution of self-realization. Kardama Muni followed the Vedic injunction that no one in sannyas life can have any kind of relationship with women. But what is the position of a woman who is left by her husband? She is entrusted to the son, and the son promises that he will deliver his mother from entanglement. A woman is not supposed to take sannyas. So-called spiritual societies concocted in modern times give sannyas even to women, although there is no sanction in the Vedic literature for a woman's accepting sannyas. Otherwise, if it were sanctioned, Kardama Muni could have taken his wife and given her sannyas. The woman must remain at home. She has only 3 stages of life: dependency on the father in childhood, dependency on the husband in youth, and in old age, dependency on the grown-up son, such as Kapila. In old age, the progress of women depends on the grown-up son. But the ideal son, Kapila Muni, is assuring his father of the deliverance of his mother, so that his father may go peacefully without anxiety for his good wife. So we see here how the Vedic society arranges for everyone. The husband may go away from home, leave his wife, but the wife is taken care of by the son. And the wife also goes back to Godhead. The son, the husband left home to take sannyas so that he could go back to Godhead, that he could attach himself completely to the Supreme Lord. And the son is there, and he's guiding, taking care of the family for some time. He's making arrangements so that the family can continue in his absence. So Kardama Muni left home to go and attach himself completely to the Supreme Lord. And Kapila is there to take care of his wife. So Devahuti, she has to associate with her son. But her son, of course, is no ordinary son. Her son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So she's very, very fortunate soul that she has her son there. That soul is going to help the mother. So Kapila Muni, he's telling his father, you don't have to worry, you're leaving home, but don't worry, your wife Devahuti will be taken care of. She's going to also go back to Godhead. She's also going to get perfection. So this is it's not like only the men go back to Godhead, men and women. Just like you go to the farm, we were seeing the farms, somehow they have nice cows and so on. So if you go to the farms, you'll see they're very nice to everyone. They don't make a distinction, oh, you're a woman, you cannot go there alone. We never heard that before. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's not in the Vedas. What's in the Vedas is a woman is never independent. The woman is always protected. She's protected by her son in old age. She's protected by her husband in middle age. And she's protected by her father when she was a child. So in this way, throughout her life, she's dependent and she's taken care of, protected. And that way then the woman can do her duties as a mother and as a wife, and she can chant the holy name, and she do the deity worship and take care of the puja and everything like this. Look after the kitchen, make sure all the meals are and this way she's doing her duty as a woman. So Kapila Muni wants his father to understand that his wife, Devahuti, is going to be okay. She's going to go back to Godhead with the mother. Well, not with the mother, but after the mother. So Kardama Muni wants to go back to Godhead. He had to leave home, take sannyas to do that. But he left his wife, and his wife, she also goes back to Godhead. She can also get perfection in the home. Lord Chaitanya's program is you don't change your situation. You remain in whatever position you're in. Lord Chaitanya would quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Stane stita shruti gatam tanvan manopi ye prayaso jita jitopi asitais trilokyam. It's an important verse in the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya would often quote it, and he's saying, you stay in whatever position you're in. You don't change your position. Oh, I'm tired of this, I want to do something. That's not good. You stay in whatever, if you're a brahmachari, you stay a brahmachari. If you're a grihastha, you stay in the grihastha ashram. If you're a sannyasi, you remain the sannyasi. You remain in your position. We don't please Krishna by giving up our responsibilities. You know, sometimes people want to give up their duties, they want to go away from home, they think there's so much trouble, they want to go away. But we have to learn to stay in the home and to serve Krishna. That's important, to make your home Krishna conscious. So, sometimes like, you get people, oh, I want to go, I want to leave home. They cannot even be a vegetarian, they're still trying to give up eggs, but they want to leave home. You know, so how can they hope to leave home successfully? So we have to, better to stay in your position and hear about Krishna in the association of devotees. That is the real business of devotees. Come together and hear about Krishna in the association of devotees. Make our life successful. Okay, we'll go on to the next verse. Maitreya uvacha.
Maitreya uvacha.
Evam samuditastena.
Evam samuditastena.
Kapilena prajapatihi.
Kapilena prajapati.
Dakshini kritya tamprito.
Dakshini kritya tamprito.
Vanam eva jagama.
Vanam eva jagamaha.
Maitreya uvacha.
Maitreya uvacha
evam samuditastena
evam samuditastena
kapilena prajapati
kapilena prajapati
dakshini krityatam prito
dakshini krityatam prito
vanam eva jagama
vanameva jagamaha Maitreya uvacha
Maitreya uvacha
evam samuditastena
evam samuditastena
kapilena prajapati
kapilena prajapati
dakshini krityatam prito
dakshini krityatam prito
vanameva jagamaha
vanameva jagamaha. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus when Kadama Muni, the progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila, he circumambulated him, and with a good, pacified mind, he at once left for the forest. So, it's just a translation. Purport. Going to the forest is compulsory for everyone. It is not a mental excursion upon which one person goes and another does not. Everyone should go to the forest at least as a vanaprastha. Everyone should go to the forest. Forest going means to take 100% shelter of the Supreme Lord, as explained by Prahlad Maharaj in his talks with his father. Sada samudvignadiyam. People who have accepted a temporary material body are always full of anxieties. One should therefore not be very much affected by this material body, but should try to be freed. The preliminary process to become free is to go to the forest or give up family relationships and exclusively engage in Krishna consciousness. That is the purpose of going to the forest. Otherwise, the forest is only a place of monkeys and wild animals. To go to the forest does not mean to become a monkey or a ferocious animal. It means to accept exclusively the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage oneself in full service. One does not actually have to go to the forest. At the present moment, this is not at all advisable for a man who has spent his life all along in big cities. As explained by Prahlad Maharaj, Edvatma patam griham andakupam. One should not remain always engaged in the responsibilities of family life, because family life without Krishna consciousness is just like a blind well. Alone in a field, if one falls into a blind well and no one is there to save him, he may cry for years and no one will see or hear where the crying is coming from. Death is sure. Similarly, those who are forgetful of their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord are in the blind well of family life. Their position is very ominous. Prahlad Maharaj advised that one should give up this well somehow or other and take to Krishna consciousness, and thus be free from material entanglement, which is full of anxieties. Jai, Srila Prabhupada, purport ki jai, right? So Prabhupada is explaining to us what it means to go to the forest. Vanaprastha, Pancha Sorvam Vanam Brajet. Right? Once we get to 50, we have to think about it. We have to begin preparing. We have to begin planning for going to the forest. And going to the forest doesn't mean to become an animal, but it means to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So we shouldn't be attached to the material body. We have to get free from our attachment. We have to get free from all the family relations. We have to become Krishna conscious. And then Prabhupada said we don't actually have to go to the forest. At the present moment it's not advisable because we haven't prepared for it. We've been living in the cities all along. So very difficult for us to go to the forest. But we should remain, we should want to get free from the responsibilities of material life. You know, looking after your mother, looking after your family, your home, like that. We get caught in that thing and we, oh, I can't leave, I have this, I have that. So this is like being in the blind well. You fall in the well. You know, in India they build the wells in the field, and sometimes people fall. They're walking in the field and they don't know there's a well there, and they fall in the field, they fall into the well. Then it's not easy to get them out. You know, and sometimes there's snakes and things in the well. Oh. So anyway, sometimes it happens and devotees fall in the well. The devotees have to struggle to get them out. You can die like that. Anyway, we want to remember our relationship with the Supreme Lord. We don't want to just remember only our family life. We want to remember the Supreme Lord and our relationship with Him. That's the real duty of human life. So we have to understand the importance of following the Vedic literature and not get too caught up in the material world. All right? We'll go ahead, text 42. Vratam sa estito monam.
Vratam sa astito monam.
Atmaika sharano muni.
Atmaika sarano muni.
Nishango vyacharat shonim.
Nishango vyacharat shonim.
Anagnir aniketana.
Anagnir aniketana.
Vratam sa astito monam.
Vratam sa astito monam.
Atmaika sharano muni.
Atmaika sarano muni.
Nisango vyacharat shonim.
Nishango vyacharat shonim.
Anagnir aniketana.
Anagnir aniketana. Vratam sa astito monam.
Vratam sa astito munam.
Atmaika sarano muni.
Admaika Sanatamuni
Nishango Vyachara Shonim
Nisango
Anagnir Aniketana
Anagnir Aniketana. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus when Kadama Muni, the progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila, he circumambulated him, and with a good pacified mind he at once left for the forest. Purport. Going to the forest is compulsory for everyone. It is not a material excursion upon which one person goes and another does not. Everyone should go to the forest, at least as a vanaprastha.
Maharaj, we already read this one.
Oh, we already did this.
It's the next one.
Okay. Text 42. Translation. The sage Kadama accepted silence as a vow in order to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take shelter of Him exclusively. Without association, he travelled over the surface of the globe as a sannyasi, devoid of any relationship with fire or shelter. Here the word anagnir aniketana are very significant. A sannyasi should be completely detached from fire and any residential quarters. A grihastha has a relationship with fire, either for offering sacrifices or for cooking. But a sannyasi is freed from these two responsibilities. He does not have to cook or offer fire for sacrifice, because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he has already accomplished all ritualistic performances of religion. Aniketana means without lodging. He should not have his own house, but should depend completely on the Supreme Lord for his food and lodging. He should travel. Mona means silence. Unless one becomes silent, he cannot think completely about the pastimes and activities of the Lord. It is not that because one is a fool and cannot speak nicely, he therefore takes the vow of Mona. Rather, one becomes silent so that people will not disturb him. It is said by Chanakya Pandit that a rascal appears very intelligent as long as he does not speak. But speaking is the test. The so-called silence of a silent impersonalist Swami indicates he has nothing to say. He simply wants to beg. But the silence adopted by Kadama Muni was not like that. He became silent for relief from nonsensical talk. One is called a Muni when he remains grave and does not talk nonsense. Maharaj Ambarish set a very good example. Whenever he spoke about the pastimes of the Lord. Mona necessitates refraining from nonsensical talking and engaging the talking facility in the pastimes of the Lord. In that way, one can chant and hear about the Lord in order to perfect his life. Vratam means that one should take a vow, as explained in the Bhagavad Gita, amanitvam adambitvam, without hankering for personal respect and without being proud of one's material position. Ahimsa means not being violent. There are 18 processes for attaining knowledge and perfection. And by his vow, Kardama Muni adopted all the principles of self-realization. So very instructive purport. We're hearing about the renunciation of Kardama Muni, right? That he was a real sannyasi. He traveled around the world without anybody with him, alone. And he didn't have any relationship with fire or shelter. In other words, he did not cook or didn't do fire sacrifices either. And he did not have any home. He would just simply, wherever he was, he would make some arrangement. Sometimes under a tree, sometimes some people would invite him to their home, sometimes he would just simply be under a tree. Madhavendra Puri was like that. Madhavendra Puri was a great sannyasi before Lord Chaitanya. Madhavendra Puri, he would just sit and he would not eat. He would not ask people for food. He would not eat unless somebody came and gave him food. He wouldn't go and ask people for food. You know, usually people, they will go and they'll beg some food. But Madhavendra Puri, he wouldn't ask anybody for any food. But Krishna would come. Sometimes Krishna would come and give him food. Krishna would personally come and provide for him. And there are many examples like that. There was this other man, Bilvamangal Thakur. Bilvamangal Thakur, he was blind, and he was in Vrindavan, and he was actually a poet, and he was writing songs, singing songs about Krishna, and Krishna would come and bring him food. So there are many examples where Krishna personally comes to take care of his devotees. So Kardama Muni, he was doing the Mona Brat. He was not speaking. So Prabhupada says it's very helpful to do Mona Brat, that you can think completely about the Supreme Lord. One time we were traveling in India and we went to visit one temple. It was a remote place, away in the forest. No, it was on a mountain. There was a cave, and in the cave there was a temple. So we went to see, we went there to have a look inside to see what was going on, and there was the sadhu there. So we went in, and the sadhu saw us, and he went, he didn't speak, but we understood, oh, he's doing Mona Vrat. He was not speaking. So we spoke to him, and we told him, we are from Hare Krishna movement, and we're traveling here in India, and we're distributing books, and we brought this Bhagavad Gita, and we showed him our Bhagavad Gita, and we told him, you should get a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. It would be very good for you to keep a copy here. So he had a board, and he had chalk, and he wrote on the board, how much is it? He wrote, how much is it? And so he bought the Bhagavad Gita from us. He didn't speak, but he could write things. So people do like that, they don't speak, but they have a board and they write something, they want to say something, so they write. So this is Mona Vrat. So even though a person doesn't speak, the mind is not going to be silent. See, so it's very important to keep the mind fixed on the Lord. So you do Mona Vrat, that's good, you don't speak nonsense, but you shouldn't think nonsense also. We should give up all thoughts of nonsense. We have to think about Krishna. That's the idea, this is the purpose of Monavrat, that you should be able to think about Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada says, Maharaj Ambarish, he gave a good example. There was this one king in Mathura. Mathura is near Vrindavan. And there was one king there, Maharaj Ambarish, a long time ago. And he would only speak about the pastimes of the Lord. He didn't want to hear anything else. Just like there was this other man, there was this one, his name was, I forget his name. He was a Babaji. Anyway.
Jagannath Das Babaji.
No, not Jagannath. No. This other, there was this one Babaji. Anyway, if people came to him and said, "What do you think about the government?" He would say, "Govardhan." He wouldn't think about the government. He would change it to Govardhan. He would change it to Krishna consciousness. You see.
Vamsi Dasa Babaji?
Yeah, Vamsi Das Babaji, right. So Vamsi Das Babaji was like that, you know, he wouldn't talk any nonsense. He didn't want to talk about politics or about the government. He only wanted to talk about the pastimes of the Lord. So in that way you can keep your tongue, make your tongue chaste, that it will only talk about Krishna, engaged only in describing the qualities and the pastimes of the Lord. So this is very nice. So then at the end of the purport, Prabhupada quotes from the Bhagavad Gita, is in chapter 13, about items of knowledge. And there's 20 items of knowledge. And they begin with Amanitvam Adambitvam. Amanitvam Adambitvam means humility and pride without pride. So that's very important. A person who is actually in knowledge, who has real knowledge, he will be humble. He won't be proud, you see. So often these people who have got, some learning, they're proud of their learning, they become quite arrogant, they think they're better than others. But the real knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita, real knowledge is described that you should give up pride and you should be, like Lord Chaitanya says in Shikshastikam, Amanitvam Adambitvam Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanena Manadena
Kirtanaya Sadahari.
Kirtanaya Sadahari. This is the third verse of Shikshastikam. Lord Chaitanya said, Amanena Manadena, offer all respects to others and don't be anxious to get respect yourself. Right? Be tolerant like a tree and think of yourself lower than the blade of grass. Think of yourself like a spirit soul. Don't think of yourself as a body, think of yourself as a spirit soul. What is the size of the soul? Size of the soul is 100...
10,000 part of the hair.
Yeah, 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. So very small, you see, very small. That should be our ego, our real ego. But we're in the bodily concept, we think of ourselves as the body, you see. So we have to give up that consciousness. We have to develop real consciousness. So that's real knowledge. So Kardama Muni, he practiced all these principles for self-realization. He was humble, and also ahimsa, no violence. So he's very tolerant. All right, any questions? Anybody? Anyone has any questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes, Priya?
Done with Pranam Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, my question is about when we hear about Vanaprastha ashram, we hear that the king left his kingdom and took Vanaprastha, went to the forest. So do they associate with sages in a hermitage, or are they solo?
Well, yes, of course they can. They can associate with sages in a hermitage. That's one thing. If they're, like we read about Lord Ramachandra, when he was in the forest, he was visiting different sages. But nowadays, you don't find too many sages ashrams in the forest. You won't find too many sages there. But of course, if they are there, you can take their association. Yeah.
Yeah, my question was more about the past, Maharaj. When we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam that they went to the forest, I just wonder whether they were still in sadhu sangha or alone.
Yes, they can have sadhu sangha, but
Yes,
they don't just stay there all the time. You see, they won't just come and just stay with the sages all the time and let the sages take care of them. They'll make arrangements for their own self in the forest. Sometimes we don't hear about Dhritarashtra taking shelter of any sage. He went to the forest. He went to the forest and he gave up his life there in the forest.
Yes, ma'am.
So, going to the forest, Prabhupada explains in the purport what it means. It means to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Of course, you can also take some shelter from the sages. They can guide you, they can help you to hear more about the Lord, they can speak spiritual knowledge to you. So that's allowed, but generally the mood is you go to the forest, you just simply go alone.
Yes, Maharaj.
But if there are sages there and they have the opportunity, then certainly they will take advantage to take association.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Any other question, Yuvati?
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances of glory to Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev, my question is also about renunciation. Is it a nice way for renunciation to get rid of some stuffs in our home which we don't need? For example, old dress or some things which we don't need, to distribute it to somebody or not just to throw out them. Is it a nice way for renunciation, to develop renunciation in such a way?
Yes, you're definitely correct that you should try to minimize, don't keep a lot of things around your house. You don't want to be collecting so many unnecessary items. Try to keep everything simple and minimize the different paraphernalia which we have in the home. We do want to be cautious about that. Overeating and over-collecting, right? It's atyahara. We collect more things than we need. You have so many pairs of shoes, so many clothes. You have to be careful. So renunciation is to minimize the bodily demands. So yes, generally come to live in a holy place, you don't want to be accumulating a lot of things. You want to keep your home simple and minimize the different paraphernalia there.
So we should sort our stuffs from time to time, yeah, and throw out what we don't need, which is extra.
Yeah, either you can give it to other people or you can just dispose of it, yes. But you do want to try to minimize. Try to live simply. We say simple living. No good? So we encourage you, right?
Yes. Thank you,
So,
Gurudev. Yes.
Try to keep your place simple. All right. Any other questions? Okay, so we'll finish here today. And so I'll try to come there, but get in touch with you today, Yuvati. Yeah? You're gonna have time?
Yes. Yes, Guru Maharaj. I have lesson 1 hour. It was your time. Let me check. At your time, it will be from 10:30 till 11:30. 1 hour. I have a lesson with my student.
10:30.
Yes, till 11:30. 1 hour.
We can do the class then.
Yeah, or after that maybe.
Oh, after 11:30.
After 11:30. Yeah, after 11:30.
You have to give a class, is it?
It will be finished at 11:30. Your
Okay.
time. Yeah.
So after 11:30 my time.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yes. If it is convenient for you, Gurudev, yes, we can make recording.
Okay.
We have a lot of questions today, Guru Maharaj. Devotees asked last time on Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So 11:30 I'll call you.
Maybe 11:40, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, 11:40.
Yeah, I will prepare Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj, for your mercy.
Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki.
Jai. Bhakti Vignavinasha Narasimha Maharaj ki jai.
Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki.
Jai.